What is good, everybody? I am back with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be telling you 3 things that I wish I didn't do when I started playing disc golf. Now, I am no means a professional disc golfer, and to be honest, I'm quite an amateur, but these are things that I feel like have put roadblocks in my journey to becoming a better disc golfer, and so that's kind of why I wanted to share them with you guys. Now, the first thing that I wish I didn't do when I started playing disc golf was throw one shot only. Basically, what I mean by this is when I started playing disc golf, the only shot I knew was a forehand flex shot. While this got me the most distance and put me the furthest down the fairway, I learned nothing from this. I didn't learn any angles of the disc other than a Anheuser flex shot. I didn't learn anything about the forehand form. I literally took the most overstable disc I could. Well, this isn't, but this is a high-speed driver at least. And I would throw it on a big old Annie and watch the S-turn kind of work itself and come out of it. I also didn't learn anything about a flight characteristic of a disc, meaning I kind of always just thought I was flipping nuke OSs over, which is quite hard to do. And this is just because I was only throwing it on a Anheuser shot and I didn't really understand anything about angles. So this really kind of hurt me in a lot of ways more than helped me. I guess I got pretty good at a flex forehand shot, but any other shot you could ever ask for, I could never throw. So that's kind of why I think this hurt me more than helped me as I keep playing disc golf longer. Now, the second thing I wish I didn't do when I started playing disc golf is I wish I didn't rely on high-speed drivers as often. This kind of goes into my first thing I said, but more importantly, I wish I did throw putters and mid-ranges more often. And this is actually something that I saw when I started playing disc golf online. I would always look up advice because I needed help. And this is something that I always just blew to the side, never took the advice of doing putter only rounds or mid-range rounds only. And it's something that I think really hurt me, because now that I am getting a lot better at disc golf, I feel like I'm backtracking. I'm trying to now throw putters and throw mid-ranges because I never did that as a beginner. I think this advice is very important. Especially putters will show you a lot about what kind of angle you're putting on a disc, as well as I think if you learn how to throw a putter and throw a putter well, that is just going to translate and help you throw higher speed discs. Now, of course, for this little tip I'm giving, you do want some neutral flying mid-ranges if you go that route. Most putters are pretty neutral, but as mid-ranges, you don't want anything too overstable. I would suggest Buzz SS's, a Meteor, or a Mako 3 possibly. Something a bit more neutral that if you're releasing it on Anheuser, it'll show you that you're releasing it on Anheuser. I would kind of try to stick with putters more often, but definitely for myself, I wish I threw putters and mid-ranges more and didn't so much rely on the high-speed drivers. I think it would have helped me a lot down the road. Now, before we get into my final thing that I wish I didn't do, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. We just hit 700 subscribers, so I really do appreciate all the support. Road to 800 now, and once again, thank you. Now, my final thing that I wish I didn't do as a beginner, I wish I didn't worry about my score as much. I think it's important for beginners to know what their score is at a course, of course. As well as it's fun to try and get better and better scores. But I think when you start worrying about your score a little bit too much as a beginner, it really starts creating bad habits. Like for myself, that's why I was only throwing forehand flex shots. It got me the furthest down the fairway, and it gave me the best percentage to put me close to the basket to get a birdie. While this is good and dandy, maybe I did get the birdie, awesome. I didn't necessarily learn anything from that. The shape of the hole could have been terrible for a forehand flex shot and could have been like a perfect little backhand straight shot or something, I don't know. But the point is that when you start worrying about your score, you start just throwing your best shot, and instead of actually throwing maybe the best shot for the hole. And that is actually going to teach you a little bit more about what you should be throwing into hillsides or what you shouldn't be throwing into hillsides, or throwing in slower speed where it doesn't skip versus throwing a fast speed disc that skips all the way. Overall, I think when you're out on the course and you don't worry about your score as much and you start sprinkling in some of the shots that you're not very confident with, that is going to help you as a player down the road and probably will make you better faster. And trust me, I know it's quite boring to maybe go for a par when you can't throw a backhand very well, but I think in the long run, for me especially, it would have helped me if I took that into consideration about 2 years ago. Anyway guys, that is all I have for you for this video. Hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight of maybe what not to do, or if it works for you, go ahead and do it. I think we all have our different routines. This is just a little bit of advice that I could give based off my experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Go follow me on chaseandchains_, where I post there daily, and we'll see you in the next one.